Lord of the Rings Online has been around for quite a while, and it has seen a ton of updates and other game features, including expansions, quality of life improvements, to name a few things. But without a doubt, one of the things that it does really well is being true to the Tolkien stories and lore. Recently, Lord of the Rings Online has revealed their new legendary servers that offer essentially the classic experience, reducing the level cap to 50 and re-releasing the content gradually over time. Honestly, just think of this very similar to how WoW Classic has been, where they release the subsequent expansions every year or so in that same regard. The other big updates is that they have removed the random lag spikes and also created their legendary server in EU being Mordor and North America's server being Angmar. It's kind of a big deal because the idea is to reduce a lot of the ping and lag issues that have been seen in the game, but these servers also have a completely updated processing hall switching to 64-bit technology, which should improve overall the experience of the game. However, Standing Stone's games have identified that they plan on updating all existing servers to that particular standard. It must also be said to access the legendary servers, it does require you to be a part of the VIP club, which is essentially their monthly subscription. For a single month, it runs about $15, but you get coins to spend in their store, more inventory slots, priority login, queues, amongst other things. I know this could be a damper for anyone who is curious about the game but doesn't want to spend money, so I'm simply informing you what the legendary server requirement is. The last major enhancement is the Veil of the Wraiths. You remember those ring wraiths, big bad ring hunters, undying ghosty boys? Well, now they randomly spawn in Middle-earth, and it'll take nearly the entire server to come together and bring them down. Ring wraiths only appear once you are at max level of 50, however, when you fight random creatures in and around your level, the smaller wraiths will appear. On top of this, they have transferred the landscape difficulty, which is a feature I really love. Essentially, you can scale the difficulty to open world to whatever you want, making mobs tougher to bring down, and even spawning random Sauron eyes that try to obliterate an area that you're standing in while in combat. Again, I can't promote this enough. I love this aspect. Having said all that, I decided that I would jump back in and give these new updates a try. I was a bit remiss not being aware of Lord of the Rings Online in my youth. However, I am excited to change that experience. With the new servers, I wanted to play through the game like how it was originally done, obviously with some gameplay tweaks. So I go ahead and boot it up and I pick my class, what my race will be, and creating my character. Last time I played Lord of the Rings Online, I played as a man warden, spear-wielding, shield-using, combo-bashing class. It was fun and really engaging, but somewhat of a learning curve, if I'm to be honest. I figured I wanted to be a guardian this time around, using more defensive skills and kind of being like a protector of sorts, but what better way to be a guardian than to be a dwarf? The only problem is that a staple for my channel's characters in any MMO is that there's an epic mustache and a bald head. So unfortunately, this is as close as I could get. Anyway, time to load up and save Middle-earth. I choose my starting story with Thorin Oakenshield, you know, the main dwarf from the Hobbit series. Well, I'm a miner who is taking a break from mining stone, and legit, the first character I run into is Gandalf the Grey. He tells me that Thorin is preparing to go off on his own adventure to reclaim the Lonely Mountain. Gandalf starts talking about Bilbo Baggins and how he is going to be the best burglar ever seen, and he doesn't even know it. We approach Gimli and Gloin as they part ways. Remember, Gloin is Gimli's father and was a part of the reclamation crew going to the Lonely Mountain, whereas Gimli is possibly the best dwarf Lord of the Rings universe. No debate, don't at me. Thorin and Gandalf rush off, leaving Gimli and Gormer to hold the mine until literally an earthquake shakes the whole place. We've been here for 5 minutes and there's chaos already. Also, by the way, all the dwarves with the G names are going to be really difficult for me to pronounce. I'm just going to already go ahead and tell you that. We pick up a weapon and a shield, and now it's time to go. Except Gimli wants to spar to see if I'm actually any good. Like, dude, I'm like level 1 and you're a legendary figure in this universe. I don't know what you're expecting. I'm about to get my face pushed in. Well, the Guardian seems to function on like blocking and retaliation type combat, meaning essentially I have to use a shield to bash and break, and parrying attacks I can deal more damage as combat goes through. I think I will like this. We enter into the mine to get all these guys out of here, which I know dwarves are stout, but like, come on, you guys got to realize that the whole mine is shaking. It's probably a good idea to leave. It's time to leave. Well, Gimli finds the last miner to get out, and the dude Twister, and his name is Twister in my mind, has the awareness of a blind goldfish and knocks down a wall, summoning a troll who bashes Twister into a dwarf puddle, a duddle, if you would. Well, now Gimli needs our help, so we hunt him down by going through where the troll came from, but we find a dwarf whose corpse is perfectly preserved in ancient ruins. That's odd. Well, we smack these cave claws, and I realize how great and simple the combat is in Lord of the Rings Online. You gotta understand where everything is, but it does feel engaging and pretty fast, not gonna lie. Well, I smack these cave claws and see Gimli fighting an internet commenter. In rushes Gandalf and Jormungandr, and Gandalf practices his best praise the sun impression and turns the troll to stone. We get a bit of story that the Dour clan has taken over the Halls of Thorin since his death and are not leading it correctly. Now we are truly into the open world of Middle-earth. We are greeted with the problem of elves. Dwarves and elves getting along? Well, we were sent to figure out why the Dour clan in Thorin's halls haven't sent any of their tributes, but it seems that the elves have been sent here and we don't know why. Well, apparently I'm the only one who can tolerate talking to these tally boys, so we approach Elladan, who is Elrond's son. Remember Elrond from Rivendell? Agent Smith? Okay, cool. Just making sure we're on the same page. The elves were sent here because Elrond had a dream after too much caffeine, and this band was sent to investigate said dream. I can't remember the last time I've actually had a dream. When I sleep, my brain is like, Yabby, we gotta get them Z's. Well, we hear a tale of blood-red footsteps up snow-colored black, where the Dour King walks to take back his throne and finish what was begun. Elladan then asks us to talk to some of his elves that he brought, to see if it makes any sense. But like, dude, these are your people. You brought them. Why must every MMO character do everything? Well, Marathon states that the black soot is covering the snow-covered valleys, and she even says, you know, for a riddle, that's pretty point blank as it could be. I mean, the Dour King of the Dour clan is kind of a tell, but what do I know except how to maintain this pristine mustache? We talk to Doralas, and he basically says the same thing about the Dour King and the old King Skorgrim, but the dude got unalived a long time ago, looking for immortality. Elrond's son is as disappointed as I am when I taste decaf coffee, but then I get a quest to go and work on some of my skills with the Guardian Trainer. I forgot how awesome the class traits are, how exciting these abilities and skills are. Like, legit, they are super in-depth. I pick up the Keen Blade offensive trait because I'm probably already going to have quite a bit of defenses, and in the open world shenanigans and leveling, I need offensive capabilities. I see that I can learn how to use two-handed weapons, and I take a skill that improves them, but immediately have buyer's regret. I can't use two-handed weapons until I train them. Womp womp. I get a brief tutorial on how to use my weapons and such, but it's pretty straightforward. I also immediately keybind all my stuff to be better suited for my keyboard and where my hands are going to be. I need that flexibility, boy. Well, we get back to Ella, and he says he'll entertain the thought of the investigation as long as there's dwarves around. Apparently, he really likes dwarves. He told me himself. We visit the ruins, and there are these people just like hanging out here. NPCs who are just mourning what they lost and how terrible it was, but it happened like years ago, and you're still here? A little odd. Move on, folks. Well, we talk to Dorongor Whitethorn, who is investigating the ruins, and we see a blood-red flower across the way where Skorgrim died. Apparently, Talagon brought down the entire library on him and Scoreboy to end his lust for immortality. To be fair, though, it seems like dwarves live for like a really, really long time. So like, what do you need more time for? You're waiting for like Half-Life 3 to release? We run down to investigate the mine where our story started in, and we find that the corpse is gone, and there's nothing but these blood-red flowers. So we gather some and take it back to Mini Elrond, and he says, yeah, the flowers look bad, and they seem to have followed him in death. Maybe this will lead to his new grave. Not gonna lie though, I'm just gonna say it right here, this dude probably isn't dead. This is a small taste, but my initial steps back into Lord of the Rings Online have been pleasantly surprising. I've enjoyed how smooth the experience has been, and honestly delighted. I remember that there were some lag spikes at various times, and of course the overall learning curve for the gameplay itself, but I will say that it has been really, really, really good fun getting back into this game. It also has the makings and the startings of the classic WoW good stuff of adventures and storytelling, like simple combat, simple items that you bring along, and it's not easy, it's a challenge, which I love. But again, this is also set in the Lord of the Rings universe, so everything I can tell here has tons and tons and tons of lore behind it, and all the story really does a very good job to making sense. I've been enjoying my time here, and I plan on continuing my dwarf's journey to become the stash and shield into the battles of Middle-earth. Exciting stuff. If you want to see my original first time playing through Lord of the Rings Online, I've compiled it all into a single video, and you can see that here. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.